right, so tell me what your main skin concerns are.
It has always been acne. I've been on Accutane 3 times. I'm on an oral medication now for it because my acne is more hormonal, I guess, because all of the face stuff doesn't really help. So there's that. It's also very discolored. I think that's a mixture of being on birth control, of tanning a lot when I was in high school and college, and 3 pregnancies.
Okay.
I also have large pores, and around here they are very clogged.
Okay. Close your eyes. I'm going to cover up your eyes and take a look under my light.
And then obviously I'm 36, so I think it's time to start considering Botox and anti-aging things as well.
What products are you using at home right now?
So I recently started using, I guess recently as of May, I've been using ZO Health.
Okay,
Skin
they're a
Health.
great brand.
They're a great brand. I'm not impressed with their customer service, so I don't, I'm using their face wash, their exfoliator. I have their brightening serum. I use their Retin-A, which I haven't since I talked to you.
Okay, are you using it every night?
The Retin-A?
Yes.
Probably every other, maybe every other to every 3 nights.
And why is that? Is it irritating or are you just forgetting?
No, I just stopped. Oh, why not every night?
Yes.
Sometimes if I use it every night for a while, I'll get dry.
Okay.
I can use it every night though, because my skin is very oily.
Do you know what percentage it is?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And then I have their moisturizer, and then I also have their suntan lotion.
Are you using sunscreen every day?
No, I don't use it much because I don't go outside much.
Oh no, that's a huge misconception.
Okay, I need to put it on every day, no matter what.
Every day you should be wearing sunscreen no matter what.
Okay.
I mean, even if you're inside, rays are still coming in through windows, or if you're just running to the grocery store, you're still getting those rays running through the parking lot or through the window in your car. So absolutely, you should just make a habit of it.
Okay.
Sunscreen on every day.
After my moisturizer, that's another thing. I didn't wear moisturizer for the longest because I was so oily.
Yeah, and that's, again, another misconception. I have a lot of clients like that. They feel like they're just so oily that putting moisturizer on top will make them look even more oily or be greasy.
Mm-hmm.
But actually what's happening is your skin is going into overdrive and producing extra oil because it's dehydrated. So if you use moisturizer every day, it will help regulate your oil production, and then you won't be producing as much oil. So you really just have to retrain the skin. But moisturizer is a must, and sunscreen is non-negotiable in my book.
So moisturizer first and then sunscreen after that?
Yes.
Okay.
Or there are quite a few products out there that are moisturizers and SPF and
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you one actually that I'm a huge fan of. This is the Image skincare one.
Image skincare, okay.
Moisturizer, SPF 32, and it's matte, so it doesn't make you greasy or oily.
Okay.
My favorite, I use this. I have my teenage daughter using this. I have so many of my clients hooked on this. I'm going to use this on you today.
Okay.
So you'll be able to try it out. That's
And
one of my favorites.
do you use the whole Image skincare line? Is that like your brand of choice?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is that pharmaceutical grade as well?
It's considered professional grade, but to be honest with you, I'm not a huge fan of the titles professional grade, medical grade, because they're just marketing terms.
Okay.
There is no regulation. Nobody's checking to see what exactly is considered medical grade, professional grade. They're just labels that the companies are giving these products to make you feel like
They're tricking me, Brett.
Of course they are.
Oh my, I paid with my ZO Skin Healthcare. I think I got 6 different items. I paid over $600 for all of them.
I believe you. Yeah.
And I honestly haven't noticed that big of a difference. Granted, it could be my fault because I'm not using it like I should be, obviously, with the moisturizer and the sunscreen and all of that. But after I had a negative experience with their customer service, I had these like rejuvenation pads where you would...
Oh yeah, those are great.
Yeah, except mine dried out very quickly.
Okay.
And there were 60 in there. And by the time I got to the bottom of 60, they were dry and I couldn't really use them.
That's disappointing.
And the customer service was like, well, that's not normal, but there's nothing we can do. And that kind of made me mad. So I want to look for a new one. So you like Image.
I love Image.
Okay.
And they're affordable. They're not going to cost you $600
Okay. Good to know.
And their headquarters is local. They're located in Lantana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they're developed by a husband and wife team. The wife is an esthetician. The husband is a plastic surgeon.
Oh.
So technically, I guess you could call them professional or medical grade because it is developed by a
Right.
professional and a doctor. But their products are amazing. I love them. I've tried so many other lines and I keep going back to Image. You can't go wrong. So
Where do you get Image?
you can order them through their website, imageskincare.com.
Okay.
I also sell them on my website, pbfacials.com.
Okay. Well, obviously we would send people there.
And I sell them here.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so I took a look at your skin. Your skin does not look dehydrated. I can tell you're a little bit oily.
Mm-hmm.
I see what you're saying about the hyperpigmentation. You do have the freckling, sunspots all around the face. Your pores are not bad. You do have some congestion. You do have some blackheads, but nothing major. We're going to do some extraction, so I'll be able to get out the majority of those blackheads for you. I'm going to use some enzymes and some chemical exfoliants, and that'll help to kind of smooth things out. And as far as the hyperpigmentation goes, there's nothing we can do within one facial to fade any dark spots that you have. But I would recommend continuing to use your retinol.
Mm-hmm.
Use it every night. If you said you're not using it every night because it's too strong, in my opinion, you may be using too high of a percentage. Did you tell me your percentage or you said you didn't know?
I didn't know.
When you get home, take a look. I believe the lowest percentage is a 0.025 and it goes all the way up to 1%.
Okay.
And there is a big difference between, it sounds like a very little percent, there is a big difference between those products. And oftentimes, if you use something that's a 1%, you'll definitely be having irritation, dryness, like the crusty nose, crusty round lips.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is people can't stay consistent when using it because of all those things happening. So if you would like, I can hook you up with some Image Skincare retinol, and that's at a 0.25 or 0.025%, and it's much more mild, much easier to tolerate. And one of the things I also recommend is putting your moisturizer on first and then layering the retinol on top.
Okay.
And that way it won't be so dry. And I know all the instructions say the opposite. They say cleanse your face, put your retinol, and moisturize. But I tell my clients do the opposite, and it works.
And so you suggest retinol every single night?
Yes.
Okay. I've used it for years and I think when I started, I did it every night. And then when I started to get dry, I just went to every other night and I never went back to every night. Yeah,
retinol it's the gold standard when it comes to anti-aging.
Okay.
There's really no other product out there that's going to help with the pores, the oil production, the fine lines, the wrinkles, the hyperpigmentation. Retinol is it.
Okay.
I've also had this conversation with my dermatologist several times, and she absolutely agrees that every single person should be on retinol.
Okay. Every single person should be on retinol.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to use it more.
Like I said, if it's too irritating for you, you might just need to take it down and go down to like a 0.025.
No, I haven't used it in a while because I was coming here because I wasn't sure, because I know sometimes you don't want people to use it before certain things, right?
If we were to do a chemical peel or maybe even a microdermabrasion, yeah, that would be fine.
Okay.
But today I'm going to give you the Hydra Jelly Deluxe Facial. And what this includes is more exfoliation with enzymes, which is like a gentle chemical exfoliation. And so what the enzymes do is they help break down the dead skin cells that are stuck to the surface of the skin. And those dead skin cells are what get built up in the pores and cause blackheads and make the skin look dull and lackluster. And I'm a big fan of chemical exfoliation over a manual exfoliation because some people can't tolerate a manual exfoliation. It can be too rough on the skin, and it can be dehydrating, and depending which kind of chemical exfoliation you're using, like if you're using a scrub at home with like really gritty particles in it, that can also cause tears in the skin, which a lot of people don't realize because it's not something you can see with the eye. And it can also cause broken capillaries if you're scrubbing too hard. So I am a big fan of chemical exfoliants over manual exfoliants.
Okay. I had a chat with my dermatologist and a plastic surgeon about starting both microneedling and Botox.
Okay.
And I haven't pulled the trigger. I think I want to do the microneedling before the Botox. Just because the Botox scares me a little bit more. I'm not a fan of needles, but I know it's got to be done.
Yeah, it's really not a big deal.
That's what everybody says.
Yeah, it's really not. And I mean, I'm surprised to hear you say you haven't had Botox because your skin looks great. I mean,
oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, then that means I need to get it so it stays like that, right?
That's what they say.
I can't wait too long.
Yeah, no, your skin looks really great. I mean, you barely have, I don't see any like crow's feet over here. I mean, yeah, your skin looks great. You don't have a lot of fine lines and wrinkles.
That means I should start now though, right?
Absolutely.
Like I shouldn't put it off much longer.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Go for it. See how you feel about it. But sunscreen is a must.
That's probably the biggest mistake I'm making. I only wear it like when I'm like actively going to go out to the pool.
Yeah, you know what? People, I can tell when I talk about sunscreen, they're like, you know, they don't even want to hear it because I know sunscreen is boring. Like, it's not like some fancy exotic product that's promising to transform your skin and, you know, some brand new technology that just came out that all the celebrities are using. Like, it's just boring old sunscreen, but, you know, it's what's going to protect our skin from getting wrinkled and dehydrated and, you know, the brown sunspots, the hyperpigmentation. You know, the sun also causes us to lose elasticity in our skin, which causes the skin to droop, which stretches out the pores, making the pores look larger. So there's just, I mean, I can go on and on about sunscreen. There's a million reasons why you need to be wearing it every day.
Okay, you've convinced me.
And your whole family, like, you know, I have my teenage daughter. She knows every morning she washes her face. She puts on that Image SPF that I showed you, the moisturizer with sunscreen. You know, it's just, I make everyone in my family do it and it becomes habit, you know?
So for somebody like me who was a bit of a sun worshiper and was in the tanning bed all the time during high school and college,
oh, gosh.
is there, I know, I'm sorry.
You make my heart hurt.
Is there a way to undo the damage I have done?
Yes and no. You know, there's lots of things that can help fade the dark spots from the sun, but nothing is guaranteed. And it takes two to tango, I like to say. I mean, we can do, you know, a few different things here, like I was talking about with the microdermabrasion. Dermaplaning is another way of exfoliation. So basically anything that's, you know, removing the top layers of the skin will help to fade those, but you really have to be doing your part at home as well. And back to the retinol, like, and that's what I mean by doing your part. The retinol is going to correct and the SPF is going to prevent. And if you're not wearing the SPF, those dark spots are just going to get darker because you're still exposed to the sun every day. So SPF and retinol are your best bets.
Can you explain the difference between dermaplaning and microneedling?
Yes. Dermaplaning is used with a surgical scalpel, and it's basically scraped across the skin, either in an upwards or downwards direction, and it scrapes off the top layer of skin and also removes your vellus hair, which is your peach fuzz. So that's a pretty mild form of exfoliation. Now, microneedling is totally different. They're little tiny needles that puncture the skin. And what it does is it damages, well, I shouldn't use the word damage, but it kind of makes the skin go into repair response. So the skin beefs up and creates new collagen production to help repair these little micro punctures that have been made into the skin. And so you're actually correcting damaged DNA with the microneedling. So there's a big difference between the two. The microneedling is basically working from underneath the skin, and the dermaplaning is working topically, you know, on top of the skin.
I have had dermaplaning done before, and the way my skin felt afterwards, it was like It was honestly like something I've never felt before on my face. Like it's weird to describe, but like I would feel my face and I'm like, that does not even feel like my face. Because like you said, there's no peach fuzz.
Right.
It literally just gets rid of your top layer of skin, right? Is that?
Yeah. Yeah. And people come in and they tell me that they have an event to go to or a photo shoot and they don't know which service to have done. If, photos are going to be taken or they're going to an event, I tell them dermaplaning is the way to go because your makeup goes on flawlessly after dermaplaning because there's no hair for the makeup to stick to. So if they're looking for like instant gratification, dermaplaning is your go-to.
And then microneedling is for what purpose?
Microneedling is for many things. Elasticity, fine lines, wrinkles, scarring. Like if you have intense acne scarring, it's really good for that.
So it sounds like dermaplaning is like the quick fix and microneedling is like the long-term treatment?
Yes, that's a good way to put it. Because with microneedling, it does require quite a few treatments. And same with dermaplaning, if you're doing it for exfoliation purposes or to reduce any dark spots, then it's going to take a series of treatments. But microneedling is much more intense because you're puncturing the skin.
I feel like there's so much to do. Like you should get dermaplane, you should get microneedling, you should get Botox, you should get facials. Like ideally, how do you like schedule it out? Maybe that's something you could provide me, some sort of like face
skincare schedule.
Yes, like a skincare schedule. Like I got the skincare schedule, for like morning do this, night do this, but what about like an annual schedule?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Like 3 times a year do dermaplaning, and then this is when you do the microneedling, this is when you get your Botox, because there is so much and they all do different things. It would be nice to have some sort of like annual calendar of what to do when. And because there is, like you do this every 3 months, you do this every 2.
That's true. I mean, it would have to be customized for each person because everyone has different skin types, skin concerns, skin sensitivity. So I wouldn't be able to say as a general, do this every 3 months, do this every month. But I do tell all my clients I recommend facials every month. And that's because our skin cells turn over every 28 days. Depending on our age. If you're younger, they turn over quicker. If you're older, they turn over slower. But basically what I mean by turnover is our dead skin cells are shedding and new skin cells are generating. And what happens is the old dead skin cells are stuck to the surface of the skin. They should be shedding, but they're stuck onto the surface. And like I was telling you before, the dead skin cells is what builds up in the pores and causes blackheads and makes the skin look dull. And although you may have a skincare routine at home, I'm sure you're not pampering yourself for an hour or 90 minutes and doing intense professional.
No,
right.
Definitely not.
Intense professional treatments to ensure that we remove all of these dead skin cells, along with extractions. I don't recommend anyone do their own extractions.
I have fun with that though.
Do you really?
I even bought the like pimple popper tools on Amazon.
One of these?
Yes, I have like the whole set.
No, Christina.
So I should stop using those?
Please throw them away.
Oh my, I have fun with that though. Like I'm one of those people that loves to pop things.
That's the problem.
I'm getting in so much trouble today.
Listen, a little bit of extractions here or there. If you have I don't even like to say this. Don't even make this public. But if you have like a white head, or something that looks like it's ready to go,
those you have to.
Yeah, I mean, because it's understandable.
You have to.
People just, we go too far. You sit in front of one of those magnetized mirrors. You see every little pore.
I do that. Okay, so I should stop.
And you just go too far.
Oh,
I'm not saying
no.
you, I'm saying in general.
No, I do. You're saying me.
Okay.
I take that thing and I go through my whole face with it.
Oh my God.
I go up and down, especially like around here where I have all of my clogged pores and blackheads.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop. Ooh, what are you putting on me now? First, tell me what you did so far while we were chatting.
Sure. So I did a first cleanse, which is an oil-based cleanser.
And that was lovely because it was like a massage.
Yeah.
Can I just say, when I wash my face, I don't massage like that.
Oh,
that was nice.
You should treat yourself every once in a while. Give yourself a little rub down. But yeah, it was an oil-based cleanser. And I like an oil-based, actually it's referred to as a double cleanse when you use 2 cleansers. That's what we're doing. So the first is an oil-based cleanser, and the oil-based cleanser helps break down any dirt, sunscreen, lotions, makeup, anything that's built up on your skin from the day. So I like to really work that in and to make sure we're breaking down anything that's on your skin. Then after I remove that, I go in with a second cleanse. And it's usually a foaming cleanser that helps remove the oil from the first cleanse.
Is that what you're putting on me now?
Yeah, and I'm actually using enzyme cleanser because like I was saying before, I'm a huge fan of chemical exfoliants, and enzymes are a chemical exfoliant. So it's going to help break down some of those dead skin cells and get the process started for us.
And as you're doing this, I'm being blasted with steam. And that is supposed to open up my pores, right?
Another misconception.
No, oh my gosh, this is skincare school 101 for me.
And I love telling people that because, that's what we all think, right? Is the steam opens up our pores. But actually, pores don't open and close. Our pores basically stay the same size, and there's so many products out there marketed to, shrinking our pores, and that's all.
They're all lying.
It's all marketing.
Oh my gosh, the amount of money we are wasting on these lies.
So, I will say there are things that temporarily tighten the pores, like, a lot of the things I'm using today, toners and the mask that I'm using, it's going to tighten up the skin. What it's doing is it's constricting the skin. So it's making the skin tight, which makes the pores appear to be smaller, but that's just a temporary fix. Like, I'm not really shrinking your pores for the rest of your life. I wish I could, but
I wish you could too.
Oh gosh, if only.
So then what does the steam do?
So the steam is softening the buildup in the pore so that I can easily extract it. Because what happens is all that buildup in the pore, which eventually turns to blackhead, they get really hard, which I'm sure you've noticed before, if you're doing your own extractions. And
they're my favorite things to extract.
Yeah, they can be hard to come out sometimes. So the steam helps soften it, so I can just squeeze it right out without, ripping the skin or doing any damage.
I think the conversation's been really good so far.
Good.
Yeah.
I could talk about skincare all day. So.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so then how did you get into this? Because you do have amazing skin. As you should. I would be concerned if I walked in here and you didn't. I'm a big believer in practicing what you preach, but you do have amazing skin. So how did you get into this?
Well, I actually suffered from acne as a teen, actually a preteen. My mom started taking me for facials at 12 years old because I started breaking out really badly. And,
same.
My mom started taking me, my dermatologist recommended monthly facials. And so, it was working. And if I would skip a couple months, I would have horrible breakouts. My skin would be in a horrible condition. So I learned early on the importance of a good skincare routine and how to take care of my skin and, just learned about different products. And it just became more so of a hobby for me. I was just into it and fascinated by it. And it wasn't until my early 30s when I realized, hey, I think I want to be an esthetician. And I went to school, got my license, and started my aesthetics career. So this is fairly new for me. I've only been in business about 3.5, 4 years.
That's not that new. That's a long time.
Yeah.
So 3.5, 4 years. And then have you been here in Palm Beach the whole time?
I started off with my first aesthetics job in Palm Beach here on North Ave at a lash salon down the street. And I worked there for a year doing lash extensions and lash lifts. And that place, it went out of business. And I realized, I really got into aesthetics for skincare. I really want to be doing facials and lashes. So I left there. I got my own suite that I shared with 2 other girls. I was doing lashes and facials. I got sick of lashes real quick, the lash extensions. And I decided, I got into this for skincare. Skincare is what I want to be doing. And I made facials my specialty. And I kept doing the lash lifts as well, which is actually another one of my specialties. And Yeah, so I shared a suite with 2 other girls for a year. After a year, I realized I needed my own space, and I rented a place in Lake Worth, so I was there for another year, and I had my own suite. And during the pandemic is when my lease was over, and I had to make a decision about where I was going to go, what direction my business was going to go in. And I always knew I wanted to come back to Worth Ave because I had such a good experience here when I was working for the lash place. And, it was just a big decision for me, but somehow I made it happen during the pandemic. So I opened up here July 11th was my grand opening. And I've only been here for a couple months, but I'm loving it. I'm so happy. My clients are loving it. It's just been great.
Now, tell me, like, business-wise, you have probably taken a lot of risks to get where you are, where a lot of people want to do the same.
Oh, yeah. A lot of my friends who are also estheticians, when I told them I'm moving to Worth Ave during Corona, told me I was crazy. Like, they literally said, "You're crazy. What are you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I was at a crossroads in my career. Like I said, my lease was up at my old place. I knew I didn't want to re-sign there. My business has just been growing every more each year. So I felt like, other than the pandemic, it was the right time in my career. And, I knew the pandemic couldn't last forever. So I looked around. I looked at quite a few places. I ended up finding this place, and it just works out perfectly for my needs. And it was available right away. And, it's really hard to find a place here on Worth Ave. It's, the stores here are in high demand. And I just felt like I needed to do it. I felt like it was my time. I needed to take the chance. And, luckily a lot of people followed me here. I've gotten a lot more clients.
How do you get your clients?
A lot of them find me on Google.
Okay. So do you do something to be found on Google, or are you just one of those people like, "Oh, I'm lucky. I don't know how it happens"?
I don't do much, I'll be honest with you. And it's because I don't know how.
Okay.
So everything I'm doing, I do on my own. My website I've done on my own. My Google page I've done on my own. My social media I do on my own. And this is all new for me. I haven't, I didn't even have an Instagram page before I started my business. Like, I started it because of my business. So I'm not social media savvy. I'm not tech savvy. So as far as Google goes, I knew I had to be on there. And I just try to stay active. I post a lot of photos. I post updates when I have new services.
You mean on Google My Business?
On Google, yeah, there's a section where you can post notices. So like, I was just in the Palm Beach Post and the Palm Beach Daily News, so I copied that and I put that on Google so people can see that I was in the newspaper.
That is exactly what I would tell you to do.
Oh, good. I'm glad I'm doing something right.
Now, how did you get there? How did you get in the Palm Beach Post? And
oh my God, Christina, it was pure luck.
Well, sometimes it is. That's good.
They found me. Can you believe it?
But they probably found you on Google, right?
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah.
I don't know, to be honest.
That's how we find most things.
I don't know. But actually, they called me and they said one of their photographers had pitched me as an idea that he came across me. So I'm assuming it's Google because I don't have a storefront. Like, it's not like he would have just walked
right.
Cover your eyes. So yeah, the reporter called me and she said, "Oh, the photographer, pitched you as an idea. Can we come in and do a story on you?" And of course I said, "Yes, please."
Yeah. Good. I'm glad you said yes. Some people say no.
Of course I was a little nervous. I'm not used to being interviewed or photographed and, but I can't say no to that.
No.
So yeah, they came in and I don't know if you saw the article, but it was amazing. It was so long. I mean, in the Palm Beach Daily News, they have a photo of me on the front page. Then they have a full page article, plus a second page, a little piece, plus a third page little piece. So my photo was like plastered all over the Palm Beach Daily News. The photos were amazing. The photographer did such a good job. And it was so well written. I mean, the reporter, she just nailed it.
I will link to that in the show notes for this episode so people can see.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
And I thought it was just going to be in the Palm Beach Daily News, but then, to my surprise, it was also in the Palm Beach Post yesterday. And I had no idea. Somebody called me and said, I want to book a facial, that facial that was in the newspaper today. And I said, today? Are you sure? And they're like, yeah, today's episode, or today's newspaper. And I was like, what? And they said, yeah, the Palm Beach Post. I was like, get out of here.
That's awesome. Very good. And I have heard the same. I'm not a Google expert, but I have heard the same about Google My Business. And I make it a point every Friday to post something new on my Google My Business page. Because if you notice, the posts go away.
Do they? I didn't know that.
Yes, it's not like social media where they stay there forever.
I did not know that.
They go away, so you need to consistently be posting and updating it. So I think you're doing the right thing there. I will also give you a positive review on Google, because I know that helps too for all local businesses.
Well, I'm glad you told me that. I didn't realize that the posts go away.
I believe they do. At least they did when I started. When I started posting on Google My Business, they would only last a week. Because I remember saying, like, I posted something and it's not there, and somebody said, oh yeah, they only last a week. That's why you got to keep on doing it.
Okay, that's good to know.
So right now you're doing extractions?
Yes, I am.
These are my favorite. Do you enjoy doing extractions, or am I just a weirdo? I know I'm not a weirdo, because there are popular Instagram pages dedicated to pimple popping.
Oh yeah. No, I do get satisfaction out of getting something out of your face. Definitely.
And I find, I don't know if you see it, but I feel like I have way more blackheads on the left side than on the right.
So you sleep on your left side?
I sleep on both. On my nose.
Oh, on your nose.
And I can never get them out of my nose, like my nose.
Yeah, the nose is the hardest.
It's hard. It's because of the shape, right?
Yeah. And that's where we produce the most oil generally. So that's where the most buildup is. So to be honest with you, it's like as soon as you extract them, a couple days later, you may notice some new ones.
They're back.
Yeah. So I always tell people, don't let blackheads get you down, because they're unavoidable.
Okay.
Like, they really are. And even my clients with the most beautiful, perfect porcelain skin have blackheads. I don't think I've ever seen anybody without a blackhead.
Unless they're like children.
I don't know. I see kids as well. And,
yeah. Like I look at my kid's skin and I'm like, oh.
I mean, yeah, I guess, depending how old you are, if you're like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of my daughter who, she's been getting facials since she's 12.
You do not look old enough to have a daughter who's a teenager.
Thank you. I started young. How old are your kids?
8. My son will be 6 tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
And then my littlest one is 10 months.
Oh my goodness. I know, I see your photos on Instagram. I was looking at your stories of your little boy in the pool.
Yes, my little swimmer.
Yeah.
Well, when I was a reporter and anchor, that's what I did before I do what I do now. I did so many stories on kids drowning that I was like, as soon as my kids are born, they're going to learn how to swim.
Oh, I totally get it. How could you not?
So how are you extracting? Are you using that little tool that I have?
I'm using the tool right now. And I do it different ways. Sometimes I squeeze. I have gauze around my fingers, so sometimes I'll squeeze and get them out. But on the nose especially, I like to use the tool because, like you said, the difficult shape of the nose. If I squeeze and I slip, I can rip your skin, and you don't want that to happen. So I prefer to use the tool. Hopefully your blackheads are nice and small. And they're coming out pretty easy for me.
Okay, that's good. Do you think those Biore pore strips work well?
No.
No?
No. They do remove, okay, so I know if you've ever used one.
Because you can see them.
Exactly. Those are not blackheads, those are sebaceous filaments that are they're not removing the blackheads that are deep within the pore. They're not even going deep enough to be able to grab it. And even if they were, they're not strong enough to pull it out. nothing can really pull out or suction out a blackhead. It really needs to be extracted the way that I'm doing it. So although I know those pore strips are so satisfying and like you think it's pulling out all the gunk, and it is, it's pulling out, like I said, it's sebaceous filaments, which is basically just like oil that's overflowing from the pore. But the blackheads that are deep within the pore, it can't get to. So if you want to use them, fine, but sometimes they do more harm than good because they're stripping the skin. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, you're basically putting a sticker on and ripping it off.
Yes. Sometimes it's not enjoyable to take it off.
So that's why I say sometimes it does more harm than good. I mean, you're better off just come and get a facial if you feel the need to have your blackheads extracted.
You're busting so many myths today.
Yeah, and it's so unfortunate because there are so many skincare myths out there. And I have so many clients who come to me and say, why do I have blackheads? I use blackhead removing face wash or blackhead removing toner. And I'm like, there's no such thing, unfortunately.
So then how do you know what to believe?
Trial and error, I guess. Or ask your esthetician.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or your dermatologist. And then another thing is, TikTok, YouTube, all the influencers out there who are not licensed professionals, are not dermatologists, and they're out there giving skincare advice. And that really grinds my gears because these people have no experience, no schooling, and they're giving millions of people skincare advice that is destroying their skin. I had a girl come to me last week. Her face was so broken out, like so bad, her entire face. As soon as I put my hands on her face to do her first cleanse, she immediately started bleeding because her pimples were just so out of control and she was in pain from them. And she was just like, please, like, you're my last hope. I've done everything on the internet tells me to do, and that's how I got here in the first place. She said, I never had pimples, I never had breakouts. And then she started telling me about like this one TikTok, Instagram influencer who recommended a certain mask that's super popular right now. I hear about it all the time, which can be beneficial for some people if used properly, but I think she used it a little bit too much and it just caused a horrible reaction to her skin.
Well, and that's probably a big thing too, is that everybody's skin is different. Everybody needs different things. Like you can't even say annually you should do this because everybody needs something different.
Exactly.
Now, what about, I have a question about this tool that I see people use.
Which tool?
It is like a little roller that you roll on your face.
Oh, the derma roller with the needles?
The ones I haven't seen don't have needles. I do know that those exist, but I'm talking about the one that's smooth.
Oh, the jade rollers?
Is it? Yes, I think it's the jade rollers. What is that about? And does it work? And should I get one?
Yeah, it feels nice on the skin. It's a little massaging. The only real benefit of it is lymphatic massage, which helps with, like puffiness. If you need to drain anything out of your skin, like, if you have water puffiness, like puffy eyes, puffy cheeks, it can help with that. And then the jade stone is nice and cooling, so that can help to kind of decrease any redness and again help with any puffiness. But any results you get from it are going to be temporary, and it's not going to do any miracles, but it doesn't do any harm. So if you enjoy using it, then sure.
Okay, but if I don't have an issue with like being puffy, it's probably not going to do anything for me.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's nice for massage, but yes.
But I'm giving the massage to myself with it, so I'm not down with that.
Yeah, it's not, like I said, it's no miracle worker. You're better off just like, giving yourself a nice massage with your fingers when you're washing your face over the sink at night, just kind of rub your fingers around in circular motions and work under your eyes and around your eyes. Do you use any products with salicylic acid or benzoyl peroxide?
I mean, whatever's in the Zeo Skin Health I use now. But yes, just from going to dermatologists for years, that's always been what they suggest to use in there. Before I used the Zeo Health, I used Cetaphil.
Okay.
which I loved. I used that for oily skin, and then I used the Clinique Acne Solutions toner. But again, I've been just on Zeo Health, Skin Health exclusively since May.
Since May, okay. Do you feel like it's helping your skin or helping your breakouts?
It's hard to say because right before I got on that, after I had my son, I started back on my spirolactone, which is the pill that I take for acne. And I've been on that for years. I mean, I wasn't on it when I was pregnant, and that has always just cleared it right up.
Okay.
I've never had any kind of skincare regimen. And I've been told it's because my acne is more hormonal than like topical. So that's why like the only thing that worked for me when I was younger was Accutane. And then now it's the spirolactone. I guess I have a lot of testosterone in me. Yeah.
Well, your skin looks great. I mean, you really don't have any breakouts other than down here. And I'm going to go over that a lot with the high frequency machine, and that'll help to kill the bacteria under the skin. I'll do that all over.
Okay.
And that is like my go-to machine. I do that to every person during every facial because you just can't go wrong with that.
So no matter the facial, you use
high frequency.
High frequency. And what is that?
Basically what it does is it kills the bacteria under the skin that we can't get to just by cleansing it topically.
Okay.
So if you have any underlying breakouts that are in the works or don't have a head on it, we're not able to extract it today, this will help zap it and kill it. And it also helps with any inflammation. So I can see you're a little inflamed where you're breaking out on the neck area. So it'll help with that. It'll calm it down. It'll help get rid of some of the redness. It's good for so many things, but the main reason why I use it on everybody is because it kills the bacteria under the skin, and I do extractions on everybody. So, I want to make sure we're killing all that bacteria.
Okay, cool.
Getting rid of everything that we can.
So is that what you do next?
Not yet. Right now I'm going to use a BHA toner on you, which is basically salicylic acid.
Okay.
So I'm going to wipe down the skin, and then I'm going to give you a little massage with some facial oil.
Ooh.
And then after that, I'm going to take the high frequency machine and I'm going to run it all over the face, neck, and chest.
Does it like suck things out of you?
No, it's a little zapper.
It's a zapper.
Yeah.
What am I thinking about the one that just sucks it right up out of you?
Maybe the hydrofacial.
And maybe that's
or
it.
Or the microdermabrasion is
Yeah, I've had both. So yes, that's what I remember.
Yep, those are both suction machines, which are great. And they feel really nice on the skin, but they don't suck out blackheads like a lot of people think that it might, unfortunately. Because I have a lot of clients who ask me, why don't you do hydrofacial and just suck out all the blackheads? And it's just, unfortunately, it's not that easy.
Are there any other myths that you could bust that we haven't busted yet?
Let me think about it.
Okay.
Probably.
So many.
Yeah, if it comes to me, I'll let you know. But, I think the main thing is just don't believe the marketing. A lot of things out there are they're just trying to get you to spend your dollar.
So go straight to an esthetician or a dermatologist.
Yes, especially if you're having an issue. I mean, if you're having breakouts or, anything. If you have any skin concerns, ask a professional. Don't believe someone just because they're a celebrity on TV or because they have a TikTok with 3 million followers or, because they're the most beautiful YouTuber you've ever seen. You can't always buy into what other people are telling you need for your skin. You need to see a professional. And even then, a lot of times it's trial and error. As you know, you've suffered with acne,
right.
Accutane, you've tried many different things. Not everything works for everybody. So I say go see an esthetician or a dermatologist and then stick with them. Don't bounce around because sometimes it takes, like I said, trial and error, and you need somebody who can really monitor your skin and who also knows the road that you've been down. Your professional provider needs to know what you've been using, what has worked for you, has seen the progress of your skin, has seen you clear up or not cleared up. So I know a lot of people go to one doctor, one esthetician, and they say, oh, my skin's not better after a couple weeks. I'm going to go to see somebody else.
No, it doesn't work like that, people.
Yeah.
That's too
Find
quick.
somebody and stick with them. So yeah, like I was saying for you, I mean, if you really were concerned about the hyperpigmentation, we could always do a chemical peel. But I personally wouldn't recommend that for you.
Because I'm gonna pick it off.
Well, I mean, I just don't think you're severe. I mean, I see the hyperpigmentation that you're talking about, and I'm sure it bothers you, obviously, because you mentioned it as a concern. But I don't see it as being a severe issue.
Okay.
And like I said, I don't think the cons or the risks of a chemical peel, are really worth it in your case. And yeah, especially if you admit to maybe picking off your skin as it's peeling, then you're definitely not a candidate.
That's amazing. This is my favorite part.
I bet.
Find an esthetician who gives massages.
Yeah, I actually just added a new service to my website. It's the Hot Stone Facial, and it's basically just an hour of facial massage, facial neck and chest.
Oh my gosh.
Using hot stones. Because I have so many people that say, can you just do this for the full hour?
I know. Like when I go and get a pedicure or a manicure and they get to the massage part, I'm like, just do this.
Yeah.
Like forget the nails, just do this.
Have you been to one of those foot spas?
I have once, and it was years ago. So you're reminding me I need to go back.
Yeah, that's a nice treat.
Yeah.
Just an hour of foot rubbing, you can't go wrong.
My husband and I once, we were at the mall. I think my parents were visiting or his parents were. So they had the kids and we were at the mall. I don't know if we went to dinner or what, but they had one of those places like in the mall.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, let's just buy the $15 deal here. And he fell asleep.
Oh my goodness.
He fell asleep. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only downside, because the last time I went, the woman next to me fell asleep and she was snoring.
Oh,
she snored all throughout my
Well, then
my
it's
foot
like,
massage.
it's so comfortable that you fall asleep, but then you don't get to enjoy it because you're sleeping.
I know. Well, most of my clients fall asleep during their facial, and that's what they say when they wake up. It's over already?
Yeah.
What did I miss?
So tell me about the other services that you offer. Again, today I'm getting what kind of facial is it?
The Hydrogelly Deluxe Facial.
The Hydrogelly Deluxe Facial.
And that is one of my most popular, and I have about 15 different hydrogelly masks. So depending on your skin type or how we're feeling that day, we pick out which mask for your treatment.
And do you usually choose for people, or do they come in asking for a specific one?
A specific mask or facial?
Both.
Both ways. Some people call and have no idea what they need, and I say, just come in, I'll look at your skin. Just let me know if you want a 60 or 90 minute.
Which is what I did today. I was like, I don't know what I need. This is not my expertise. You tell me.
Yeah, so a lot of people do that, but the majority of people kind of have in mind what they want because they've seen it on Instagram, or a friend had something done, or so they have in mind what they want done. But when they come in, I always look at their skin and I always give them my opinion. And if I feel like the service they've picked for themselves isn't appropriate, I tell them. If I feel like there's something better, I tell them. And oftentimes I just end up customizing a facial for them. Sometimes they want a little bit of this, a little bit of that, or I have one client who doesn't need a full-on dermaplaning. She just has a little bit of the sideburns next to the ears. So when she comes in, we do the basic Palm Beach facial, and I just dermaplane her sideburns for her.
Okay.
So yeah, we can make anything happen.
So you got a lot of facials to choose from, and tell me the URL for your website again.
pbfacials.com.
pbfacials.com.
So now we're going to do head frequency. And you'll hear a little bit of zapping, but
Okay.
It doesn't hurt. You might feel a little tingle, but not
Is it
much.
like a laser?
I'll show it to you. It's an electrode through a glass tube. And so you can see when I make contact with it. So I'm just going to glide it over your skin.
Okay.
You'll feel a little bit of a tingle, not much.
Well, I've had laser hair removal, so I'm sure this is nothing compared to that.
Yeah, you can handle anything if you can handle laser hair.
Yeah. And then it all grows back after you get it done.
Yeah, I've been there and done that.
So this is like some crazy kind of technology, huh?
You know, this is actually a very old school technique that a lot of estheticians aren't using anymore because it is so old school. But this is really the only product that can kill the bacteria under the skin. So in my opinion, I think this should be done during every facial, and that's why I was saying I use this on everybody, no matter what.
Yeah. I mean, if it works, it works.
Yeah, but there's just, there's so many cool different gadgets out there on the market, and it's easy to get caught up with the newest, coolest technology, and I think a lot of people have forgotten about this machine. But I'm obsessed. I love it. So do you feel anything at all or no?
I mean, it feels like just like another version of a massage.
Perfect.
Yeah.
See, I'm just concentrating it over the areas where you're broken out right now, because it'll help with the inflammation. It'll calm it down and help get rid of some of that redness, and then most importantly, kill that bacteria.
So when I come on Thursday, can I wear makeup?
Yeah, just don't wear anything around the eyes. Like nothing
Okay.
on the eyelid, and no under eye concealer, because I'm gonna have to put gel pads on your under eyes.
Okay.
Kind of like, when you used to get lash extensions.
Right.
Same thing. I gotta pull down your bottom lashes so that I don't curl them up with the top lashes.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, you can wear makeup, just not around the eyes. And it takes about an hour. It might take longer because we're chatting and taking photos and whatever.
Okay.
But it's a comfortable process. You keep your eyes closed the entire time. Nothing hurts, nothing stings. Do you wear contacts?
No.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and you'll definitely see a difference. Your lashes are already pretty dark, but we'll get them nice and black.
My sister has black lashes and they go straight up.
Lucky girl.
Like, yeah, she's like one of those who looks like she's had a lash lift and has not.
Oh, lucky girl. Well, we'll give her a run for her money. Yeah, you'll love it. And the only thing you need to know is you can't get them wet for 24 hours afterwards.
Okay.
But other than that, after the 24 hours, you wash them as normal. You can wear mascara. And I recommend, I like the dramatic look. So, if you're going out, definitely put mascara on. Definitely handbook the look.
I don't go out.
I know. Good point. Who does go out these days? Okay, well,
I didn't before.
well, yeah.
But yes, I see what you're saying.
Same here. Well, if you're taking it Instagram.
There you go. There you go.
Maybe that's more up our alley. Yeah, and I'm going to do, it's a green one. It's the Super Green Strength.
Okay, cool.
So it's kind of, they compare it to like a green juice, that you drink in the morning because it's full of vitamins and antioxidants.
Okay.
It's super good for the
So
skin.
just wear the green juice instead of drink it.
I love that. That should be my new,
Okay.
My new, what do you call it?
That'll be my caption, the tagline.
Yeah, tagline. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, and I'll prepare you right before I put it on you. And you just relax your eyes, relax your mouth, just make sure they're closed. But like I said, nothing's gonna seep into your eyes. It's a thick consistency, so it's not like pouring water on your face.
And I breathe through my nose.
Just breathe through your nose and relax.
Okay.
And everybody loves this part too. And this is just stainless steel massage balls.
I was gonna say, I thought that was your fingers.
No, they're stainless steel massage balls.
Oh my God.
And I just like to work the mask into the skin and, get you in that Zen state because the hydrogel mask is next. And, most people just fall asleep. So I try to just get you halfway there.
That's amazing.